Yo, Nakama around the world. Welcome back to Conqueror's Haki Corner. It's your boy Vim,
Yeah.
myself Rook, and we're giving a big shout out to Serge, who's
Yeah,
conquering
yeah,
out in the
yeah.
States.
Salute Miami.
Be back soon. But we're here to bring you another chapter review of My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia
Woo!
210, a dream about one for all. Now, we remember this dream with Midoriya.
What a
and
dream it
One
was.
for all and all for one involved in this. But before we get into that, we need to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already.
Delaware smash.
Give a like if you like that chapter. That was interesting. We like that chapter. And if you can, please do share our video.
Share
Helps
it.
us out quite a bit. When you help us out, we can also give back to you, which we love to do.
And thank you to all of our new subscribers.
No
Everyone
doubt.
joining us on this journey. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.
And if you want to catch up from where we were on our last chapter, you can catch that down in the description or find that somewhere up here. But let's get into this.
Let's go. Come on.
So straight off, we were in a phone call between All Might and Gran Torino.
Yes.
And this was raised by All Might asking Gran Torino, or showing some concern of the dream that Midoriya had about All for One.
All right.
Okay, so in this call, it looks like Gran Torino isn't too fussed about it, and All Might doesn't necessarily want to speak about this, but it's something that he brought up. So he said, okay, you know what, it reminded me of something. So I thought I'd tell you.
All Might's trying to concentrate on the fight. So the fact that he's been interrupted, he's like, oh, is that what you want to talk about at this moment? Which is fair because he wasn't expecting a call. But Gran Torino's memory is a bit foggy, as we know, old man, you know. Who are you? What's your name? So whenever he does remember something, it's going to be crucial. Before everything is explained, we get into our final fight.
Yeah.
And Midoriya has got his game face on.
Yep, so he's heading towards Class B now, and the plan was that they know what Class B is going to bring to them, or what we believe they know what they're going to bring to them, and that's using Shinso's ability to its best ability.
Yeah.
So Midoriya's on his way. He's using his speed ability to try and knock them off concentration and check where he's going, and at the same time, we have Class A commenting on the formation that they currently have and saying it looks similar to how Bakugo and Class A won last time.
That's that. Do you know the thing is, it's sort of like he's competitive with his rival, but it's a mirror match. Why are you doing the same moves? Why is your plan exactly the same? But saying that the plan worked, so will his strategy work just because that strategy will work?
And what they're saying is if Class A or Midoriya actually want to execute the same plan that they used last time, Midoriya's going to have to move faster. Now,
That's interesting.
are they saying that because it's been seen before and they're expecting it?
But is he moving slower at the speed he's going? And now we don't know what percent he's giving up.
That's fair point, because we have seen, well, Bakugo pushed it to a new limit.
Yeah, it's true, very true. Yeah, but he's always pushing himself to that point where he's trying to prove that I'm still better than I was yesterday because he wants to be the best.
Yeah, and at the same time, though, we should remember that they did mention before that Midoriya has the similar like ability as Bakugo, maybe more powerful.
Yeah, true.
So let's see how that goes. And whilst Midoriya is making his way to Class B, he notices some flying objects. Now here it looks like he might be a bit confused as to what's going on here, because it looks like he's thinking it's Uraka that's sending these objects.
Is he thinking it's a rocket? Because I don't know if he hears a noise and he's distracted by the noise. But then when he turns around, he sees our wonderful monologue artist, Monoma. He's basically now focused on Monoma because of the sound he heard. And Monoma then goes into his famous monologues. That you can't go wrong with him. He knows how to do a speech. He knows how to be so theatrical and draw you in. His mind game level is on a different stage. Like if he was a villain, he'd be the A villain on every mental game that he could play. He would manipulate and mentally just strain you out because he'll be able to say things to trigger you, which is what he's doing now. We've caught all your classmates. It's your fault that we've caught them. You left them. So what? You're the only one left. But what do we do when we see a strong person? A clever person would think, give it a second.
So he's trying to invoke some feelings from Midoriya here. He then actually invokes him with something quite deep.
Whoa, this
and
was
brings up
cold, man.
Bakugo here, saying pretty much, what are your thoughts on him being the reason for the downfall of the symbol of peace?
Is these things that they know will trigger someone like Midoriya, and then see, okay, I got it wrong. I said Midoriya's weakness is All Might, right? And my thought was they're going to use All Might's voice. But instead of using All Might's voice, guess what they use? They use the actual meaning of All Might and what he stands for and what has happened to him. They use All Might to manipulate Midoriya into reacting in the way that benefits them. This is crazy, man. And he reacts.
Yeah, he does.
He's going towards him. He's Midoriya. When Midoriya gets serious, he's looking like he wants to destroy one of them at this point.
Minoma also brings up Midoriya thinking that they're going to use Shinso's ability to control his mind. But at the same time, he's trying to play mind games and go back and forth with each of these.
His chess game is crazy right now. And obviously at this whole time, we got to remember Midoriya said at the beginning, no one speak. We don't know who's using Shinso-kun's ability. We don't know what the hell's going on. Everyone stay quiet. Do not talk. Because you don't want to get entrapped with that one thing. We then move back to the rest of the team.
Yeah.
So Class A, we got Mineta. We know he's setting a trap.
Yeah.
He's got like some...
So he's got his balls.
Hey, look. God damn, man. Hey.
Balls on the string.
Child-friendly audience out here. Nah, okay,
I'm trying, man. I'm using the best words I can.
Yeah, he's got his balls and he's got that string, whatever. He's got like sticky tape, and he's obviously set it up around himself. So it's sort of like
trap wire almost.
Yeah, a little bit like Home Alone. Something jingles in the air when something moves, so they'll feel it as soon as it moves. What they don't really take into account in this perspective is there's things coming at them.
And we found out that this was the ability of Kodai Yui and Reiko Yanagi, where they were using objects and throwing them towards them to set off the traps.
So Koyai can obviously enlarge and decrease sizes of objects.
Yeah. And
as you mentioned, Yanagi is a poltergeist ability, so she can manipulate the movement of objects.
Yeah.
In this instance, they went at them. Uraraka came and intervened with because obviously with the help of Shido who put up the acid wall, obviously to nullify the objects.
Yeah.
But what they didn't realize was
we had
Ninrengeki, whose ability is twin impact. So quite a good tool, because if you're throwing something at somebody and it's at a moderate speed, if he invokes his ability, that speed multiplies by 7 times, and the impact is crazy. So they were literally blown away. So we're at a point where we're in the middle ground. We don't know what's going to happen. It could go either way because they're still far away from each other to an extent. So they're still sort of feeling each other out, testing the waters, trying to see what's happening. But we go back to a very important conversation.
Now, what Gran Torino was speaking about remembering was what Shimura... So Shimura is All Might's master. She had a conversation with Gran Torino saying there was something weird about my dream. And to me, if I can just go back to quote what she was saying. Listen, Gran Torino, I had a weird dream last night. There was a man shrouded in black who appeared before me. He looked at me and said, "It's not that time yet." Now, as soon as that happened, we see Midoriya, black aura?
A black aura, black shadows coming out of his arm. At the end of his dream, towards the end when he was just about to reach out and talk to the original One for All, the brother of All for One, he sort of said something similar to about it's not the time yet for me to talk to you, and the whole room went spazzed out, all black, and then everything was just literally depicting that image. But this is a condensed moment where it's coming out from one area, the arm. Prediction time. I think it's coming out of the arm at this moment because this is where he's concentrating all his strength in.
Makes sense.
So that's where the core power is coming from. Is it coming out because of the dream to stop him using the power because he's going too far? Is it coming out to control his power because he's become irrational and emotional? And I've only thought of that because of the fact that he got triggered.
Yeah.
And when you get triggered, you could potentially hurt somebody you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And he's not really in control of what he's supposed to do because he can cause serious damage to Monoma. Monoma's a scrub, but again, he's a very intelligent scrub. Let's call it that. So if you hurt him too much, how much of a hero are you? Because your power is very, very destructive.
Yeah, so it's a thing of, does the temperament of the user depend on their emotion in terms of they need to be clear-minded. So if you're thinking of true justice, whichever justice should be, to help someone, whichever that means, will you produce a different form? What we need to remember is this ability was gifted to One for All by All for One. So he could have easily implanted something into that ability.
This is crazy.
So we're not too sure about how this ability works, but what exactly is the trigger of this moment? Is it because his emotions were all over the place, as Vim said?
Is it because of the dream? And the fact that the dream has now taken place, there's going to be remnants of other parts coming after this dream. And he's awakened something inside of him.
And maybe, is that the whole point of saying it's not that time yet? Is it a thing of Midoriya's rushing, he's going too fast, take your time?
He's still a child.
Learn to
So
understand
there's still certain things you need to do before we get to that stage. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
This
let
is
us-
mind-blowing, man.
I mean, there's a lot
Come
going
on, down
there. Let us know
below.
in the comments
So many
below.
things that we have to go through. It's a good way to finish it, but a little bit of a cliffhanger, so I can't wait till next week.
If you like that chapter, please do leave a like.
Come on.
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't
You
already.
need to unite this. But
But we'll be back with some more stuff for you next week.
yes, we will.
But until then, we've got to say...
Peace out.